So we all know how microtransactions have plagued AAA titles in recent years, and it has gotten worse and worse for games. But, you know, Anthem, it is going to have microtransactions. It's going to be cosmetic only. But the concern is, you know, will EA suddenly add loot boxes a month after release or do something crazy with the microtransactions like a month or two after release? Well, we've got a response from Bioware about that issue. It's been happening in mini games lately, you know, Black Ops 4 being one of them. They suddenly turned on microtransactions and the whole MTX system. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. Plus, we've got some brand new updates from the developers regarding the progression system, the next live stream for Anthem, also upgrading your gear, leveling, and so much more new details. So yeah, let's dive straight in, and welcome back, my fellow freelancers, to open world games. Let's do this. Okay, so remember, there's a video guide in the description below. Skip ahead to the news you seek. But just to let you guys know, the next Anthem game official live stream from Bioware is going to be on January 17th. Mark it on your calendars. I will have a recap of that and everything for you guys, so stay tuned. And remember, I'm doing a massive giveaway. So yes, be sure to see that description down below for a chance to win a copy of Anthem, either on PS4, Xbox One, or PC. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. That's a requirement, of course. And again, see that description on how to exactly enter. Follow the new fan page also dedicated to Anthem. But let's get into this. So this was the topic here from Josh, who says this out on Twitter. He says, why don't you try and defend it then? February release when EA yearly is in March. Still no guarantee that you won't go paid DLC route or pay to win loot box after you dodge the launch reviews mentioning it. Common tactic nowadays. Refund policy where you abandon like Andromeda. And the response here is from Mike Gamble, who is of course from Bioware. He says this: we aren't going to add loot boxes. It serves no purpose. The cosmetics and MTX plan is what we've outlined. Legion of Dawn is 4 new armor packs. They aren't just skins. Each javelin has 4 armor bits. You get 16 with LED weapon and other goodies. And he's talking about, of course, the Legion of Dawn edition there. So in terms of microtransactions, he confirms that they are going to go the cosmetic routes. And no, they are not going to be adding loot boxes or anything like that. Now, we're going to hold EA and Bioware to that statement, of course, and really check up on this game months after release and make sure that they really hold to this, because we've heard, you know, game developers say this and that and stuff. But that's good to know that Bioware is planning to hold true to the MTX system out of the gate. So that's going to be super important. It's going to be also really important that it's not too grindy in terms of getting those cosmetics. That is going to be really, really something that we will be watching here for sure. But a lot of you guys were asking this question constantly. Would they add loot boxes later down the road, a month down the road or something, 2 months down the road? And that is the official reply for you guys. So there you have it right there. Now, let's talk about progression and the actual demo for Anthem. Of course, we will be seeing that demo release in phases. The VIP demo will be coming first late January, and then the open demo, free to everyone, is going to be early February. So yeah, you'll be able to try the game without pre-ordering. So that's nice. That's also really nice. So let's talk about the progression system. This is what Michael Gamble had to say. Oh, before I forget, the progression as well as general in-game economy balance will be a bit easier in the demo. We want you to earn some stuff and feel what it's like. We also give you 100 coins to blow on some fancy cosmetics, and that's the in-game currency, by the way. So just keep a note about that one. So we'll be able to unlock some cosmetics, learn how that system is working in the Anthem demo. Now, I'm really wanting to see the microtransaction system working before the game releases, of course. So here's what they had to say about this. So Plus Ultra says, will the premium currency store be open at launch? And then, let's say, Setzeroth says, a lot of devs do this thing where they let the review cycle pass before flipping on MTX. And Michael Gamble says, no, MTX will be on from day one. The demo is pre-release and the accounts wouldn't carry over. Why on earth would we let people waste real money on things they won't keep? That's a good point. Now, furthermore, it looks like we would be able to experience the MTX system, the in-game store where real money is spent, where the microtransactions are being used for cosmetics and stuff, on February 15th. That's going to be when the game releases on Origin Early Access, on Origin Access, and Origin Premiere. So that's when we will really get our first look at how that system is working and try to really discover how grindy this game is. Hopefully it's not too grindy. Alright, so moving on from the microtransaction stuff, let's talk about upgrading your gear and leveling and stuff like that. There's some really cool information about this, and this one comes from Smokey the God, who asked this question: can you level up gear as you progress through the game? And when you unlock gear and weapons, is it widespread, or you have to get it for each javelin separately? And this is what Jonathan Warner says: your gear doesn't level, you need to find better, higher rarities. But you can use almost all gear across javelins except for some that is javelin specific. So there is going to be javelin specific gear, and this game again is going to be really about getting out into the open world and finding the next best thing. That's really what they want for this game. Of course, there is going to be crafting in this game too. We haven't heard much about that, but more on that hopefully later down the road. Next up, I'm watching the Interceptor gameplay here. It's freaking awesome. Of course, I recorded this in Sweden, but anyway, Alex Nalder says this: for the Ranger and other classes, will we be able to access all Javelin skills abilities, or do we have to find a piece of gear relating to each skill? Like, will we have access to all the Ranger grenades at level 1? Good question. And Jonathan Warner replies, and of course, he's from Bioware. He says, you need to find your gear. So again, got to get out there, hunt for your gear, and then also it seems like it would unlock additional abilities on your Javelin. And I think the idea would be to kind of specialize in certain abilities and try to enhance them through your gear, and that's what the game's going to be a lot about too. Now, would we be getting more abilities and stuff like that for our Javelins post-launch? That was the question asked by Gina here. So he says, would we be getting more abilities, down the road? So this is the reply about that. Ben Irving from Bioware says most likely. So yeah, as they update the game, we'll be seeing content drops for the game, and I imagine we would be seeing, of course, new javelins, entirely new javelins added to the game too. So I'm thinking that they're going to be acting like operators from Rainbow Six, Siege, or even, specialists from, Black Ops 4. So I think they're going to be adding javelins down the road. So that'll be cool to keep you guys updated about that one. But existing javelins, it seems, may also be upgraded. So that's something to watch out for too. Now, this was the question by Jake, who says, is there going to be a stealth mechanic or invisibility in Anthem? Very, very good question, and the answer is no. So that's a stern no there. This game is going to be more about getting into the action, working up the combos. It's not going to be a stealth game. It's not going to be like Splinter Cell or anything like that, or Assassin's Creed. It's going to be very much very much an action game for sure. All right, now it's time to go over your top comments. Remember to leave a comment down below for a chance for it to end up in a video. So guys, let's do this. So the first top comment comes from Awesome Jiro, who says this: you won't be able to see microtransactions in the demo. Why would you even think that? So yeah, I mentioned it would be nice to try out to see the microtransactions before the game releases in the demo and stuff like that, to get an idea of the prices. So I think that would put a lot of people at ease if they saw reasonable priced content regarding cosmetics, because of course the microtransactions, no matter what, they're still a pain, but they are going to allow the free DLC drops, which is not going to splinter the community. It's not a season pass. Season passes just kill games as time goes on. But I do have to ask you guys, and I really want your opinion on this: do you prefer early access, a season pass, or microtransactions to support this free DLC endeavor? But yeah, let me know in the comments below. I'm always curious about this one. But Aaron for Prez 720 says, no thanks, I don't support greedy cash grabbing companies like EA. Yeah, EA has had a very rough time because they, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the game that I always think of. it could have been a great game at launch. And I remember, you know, being at the events and stuff like that before the game released. And I was so hyped for it. Everyone was hyped for it. We did not see the microtransactions. So that was the big worry. And I'm wanting to see the microtransactions in this game. I'm still, like, apprehensive. I need to see how they're working. We all need to see that. And I'm hoping that, you know, when February 15th rolls around, or they even should do a live stream about it or something. Give us, you know, an idea of what to expect in that regard. All right, so next up, Josie Pesci says this: you just don't see the word demo nowadays being used very much in gaming anymore. It's very sad. I totally agree. You know, that's exactly what I thought when I heard about this free demo. I'm like, where have demos gone? You know, it's always a beta, and you have to access the beta through pre-orders. It's so refreshing to actually see a free demo that is releasing for a live service game like this, and I'm hoping that this trend continues. That sure would be nice. It would be nice if we had a good game actually release, and from this game, other companies were like, well, we got to copy what this game did because it worked and it was well received. So, you know, that's me hoping for the best, but again, we will see what happens here, because again, I am apprehensive just like a lot of you guys. But yeah, from the gameplay, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay in the background. I still really enjoyed playing the game at the very least. I only played it for, you know, probably 6 hours at an event in Sweden, and I again enjoyed my time with it. It was fun for those 6 hours, but again, what about hour 20, hour 50, hour 100 when you get into the end game? Will it still carry you over? Will it still be a fun game? That's going to be, again, the big question. So stay tuned. I'll try to answer those questions for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Take care.